It's sad but true, faithful viewers. San Diego Comic-Con 2019 has come and gone. But just like discarded cheese, those franchise crumbs it left behind get more and more potent each day. Right now, theorists across the internet are scrambling to strike two bits of info together to make a theory. And your narrator is no different. While we could talk about how Gwendolyn Christie should portray Natalie Portman post-Thor transformation, or how Wesley Snipes would make a perfect mentor character Whistler to Mahershala Ali's Blade, but I'm on to something else for you fine folks today. While much of Marvel's announced slate merely confirmed what whispers had been saying for months already, one title in particular caught my eye. Seeing Doctor Strange's second outing receive a title as weird as the character himself felt right, and I do love Marvel's love of alliteration.
Peter Parker here to pick up a passport, please.
However, that alliteration alludes to a dark and sinister future for the MCU, not hinted at since the after credits of Winter Soldier. I'm Hudson Prime, and today, I'm here to convince you that Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness is the MCU's House of M just waiting to happen. Since this idea is based majorly on speculation and limited information, be warned this is cutting-edge theory stuff, and it could go either way. Spoilers do exist for the few bits of information we have concerning the Good Doctor's sequel, for everyone who doesn't care, and for everyone else eager to pass the time till Black Widow drops next year.
Things are gonna get crazy!
That's right, Patrick. Hearing that Doctor Strange's sequel would be titled The Multiverse of Madness, and it would be followed by a What If television series, I, like many of you, was justifiably thrilled. Finding out that Miss Elizabeth Olsen would be joining him on his return to the MCU only adds smoke to the fire many of us have smelt cooking for years now. Wanda has been receiving a fair amount of screen time and hero moments as her powers have increased.
Why was she up there all this time?
And all my comic readers in the audience know that when those powers peak, House of M is not far behind. For those unaware of the significance of House of M in the comics, Wanda's powers increase to the point she can manipulate matter on a molecular level. Basically, the telekinesis she has now gets blown up to god levels. With a little help from this weird-ass demon, Master Pandemonium, she creates and births two children despite the fact she's banging the Avengers toaster. When her children are revealed to be demon shards, she doesn't take it well, and the Avengers have to cover it up with a mind wipe. When a slip of the tongue years later from teammate Wasp stirs her memory, she goes insane and murders several Avengers, including Ant-Man, Vision, and Hawkeye. To help Wanda control her increasingly wild abilities and heal her psyche, Doctor Strange and Professor X team up. However, their work is undone when a slight suggestion stirs Wanda to recreate the world into one where Magneto rules, and mutants are quickly outpacing their human brethren. Without going into spoilers for the story itself, know its conclusion leaves the world permanently changed from the one we started with. While you'd be correct to assume Professor X and Magneto won't be introduced nearly quick enough to have much of an impact on this story, Marvel has adjusted their narrative before. Even without mutants in the MCU that we can confirm, the story of a young woman struggling with a swelling power level is one Marvel has been laying crumbs for since 2014. For this theory to work, we need a checklist of Wanda's rise and descent to mirror what we saw in the comics. Wanda grows from a relative side character to a powerhouse. Wanda must face tragedy that her abilities cannot stop. Wanda must try to undo this tragedy using her abilities. Wanda must get confronted about her actions not being right or natural. Finally, Wanda must go batshit crazy, alter reality, and probably kill a few people. There, ladies and gentlemen, is your recipe for House of M. By breaking it down to Wanda's core beats, you can see how Marvel could play out a House of M not dependent on mutants. Eagle-eyed viewers will also notice Marvel is almost halfway there. We've already seen Wanda go from fairly novice matter mover to one of the MCU's alpha dogs within the span of just 3 movies, people. She went from her whoopsie doodles moment in Civil War to busting an Infinity Stone while holding back Thanos, who has 5 Infinity Stones. When we get to Endgame, she wrecks 2014 Thanos so hard he has to go Ramsay Bolton on his own men to get away.
Rain fire!
Yeah!
Needless to say, Miss Olsen's abilities have grown rapidly between films, and I believe Mr. Feige's desire to see House of M is why. If we can agree Wanda has rapidly become one of the strongest warriors in the MCU, you won't have to go far to find a tragedy in her life. Her brother Quicksilver was shot and killed in Age of Ultron. She accidentally killed 60 people and started the Civil War in Captain America 3. and she had to kill her vibrator just to watch him be put back together and then die again in Infinity War. At the end of Endgame, she finds herself without a brother, without her lover, and without a team. Alone and stronger than ever, Wanda's current emotional state checks box 2 on our checklist.
You took everything from me.
From here, speculation leads me to see Marvel's Phase 4 teeing up the beginning of the downfall for Miss Maximoff. We know she'll take center stage with Vision in the appropriately titled WandaVision coming to Disney+. With Vision last seen with his on button removed, how does he make it back to active duty? Based on rumors the show will borrow from the Vision's 2015 series, don't be surprised to see this family of robots replaced by Wanda and 1 or 3 of her pain-born reality constructs. To cope with her grief, Wanda whips up a family out of thin air, using her vast abilities to undo her depression. Universal consequences be damned. As previous films in the MCU have shown us, when you mess with universal forces, those forces push back.
The bill comes due.
If Wanda's powerful enough to start playing with reality and encourage the disaster that can lead to, you can believe Doctor Strange could be one of the only heroes capable of handling the situation. He would be the first to know if the Scarlet Witch's actions had any negative effect on our reality, and therefore would be the first to act. Depending on his timing, he may be the only hero capable of facing Miss Maximoff one-on-one. Being in a Doctor Strange movie also places Wanda at risk from a number of otherworldly forces capable of taking advantage of her mental state. Knowing the creative team is eyeing Nightmare as the bad guy opens the door for a psychic villain to poke around in Wanda's head. His cerebral mind play could be just the factor to send Wanda's fragile mental house of cards tumbling down. Sure, it rips off Jean Grey's Dark Phoenix journey, but borrowing from Miss Grey hasn't stopped the MCU Scarlet Witch's character development thus far, and I don't think it will in the future. Speaking of mutants, an event where Miss Olsen goes insane and starts rewriting reality could be the perfect occasion to sneak in an entire population of enhanced individuals while the world snaps back to normal. While the original series had a much different outcome for the world's mutant population, using a House of M event to bring Marvel's Merry Mutants into the MCU would be a very clever twist the movies could spin on the original source material.
Oh, they got this all screwed up.
Using this event as the catalyst for adding fan-favorite Fox characters into Phase 5 and beyond might explain Doctor Strange's placement toward the end of Phase 4. The MCU needs a new plot-pushing hero with the demise of Tony Stark. As Wanda's telekinesis ramps up to reality-warping levels, she's poised to be the fulcrum by which the MCU's future is determined. By allowing Wanda to slowly grow into a reality-altering character, Marvel ensures a wealth of storytelling can occur. Whether they use the event to bring mutants into the MCU, or simply to tell the tale of the toll tremendous power and loss can take on the human psyche, sooner or later, Wanda's rapid power increase will result in a House of M for our MCU. If the title of WandaVision is less celebrity couple name and more viewing a world of Wanda's design, that house might be built sooner rather than later. So, what do you guys think? Anybody else out there find the Scarlet Witch appearing with this subtitle a bit suspicious? Did Marvel's title department give away too much in their strange sequel announcement? Or do you think I'm miles off the mark and we've yet to comprehend the Lovecraftian levels of madness that this movie has in store for us?
Hey, continue! Stop!
Let me know in the comments below. Thank you all once again for watching. If you enjoyed this theory and enjoy good karma, feel free to give me a like and subscribe to my channel. Whether you're looking for loot or wondering what's next for your favorite franchise, Optimus Prime has your back every time. For watching the video this far in, I can confirm that you are magnificent and deserve all the happiness. Until next time, beautiful people, good luck in your day and Godspeed.